boom, boom. It's dragging my shirt down. Ooh, we got one person. Oop, my thumb goes right over that. Hey, everyday backpacker. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I can actually eat. I had a huge lunch at a Mexican restaurant. How are you feeling? I saw your recent video and you still sounded a little rough. It's weird that you can still catch a cold these days, right? You always think it's COVID, but still cold going around. Hello, David Holt. Can you all hear me okay? I'm using a lavalier mic. I noticed my USB Type-C adapter sometimes makes static noise. I think it was food poisoning, yeah. Like at the hostel I was at, I had lunch there, and the lady was really nice and it sounded, I mean, it tasted okay, but I did think it was a little slimy. Um, and then like 8 hours later, from probably 7 p.m. to midnight, my stomach was just grumbling the whole night and I was nauseous and I was doing that breathing thing you do to try to not throw up. And I like focused on what direction I had to run and where my headlamp was. So if I had to throw up, I can grab the headlamp and run to the bathroom. But that was like 5 hours of my night. Didn't sleep well at all that night, but it was crazy. And the next day, I just laid in bed all day, and it was mostly better by the next morning. The next morning, I couldn't eat as much as I normally could, but it was mostly better. But I was able to hike still 18 miles. The weird thing is, the day I started hiking again, my hiker hunger was gone. Like, in fact, I had no sense of hunger at all. I wasn't hungry the entire day. I just had to make myself eat. I only had a couple of bars. So I'm kind of worried my sense of hunger is kind of screwed up for now. Like today, haven't been hungry at all yet either. So I should be hungry soon because I haven't eaten dinner. I just had lunch around 3. But I have a salad. My room has a little fridge, so I actually have a salad in there. And I'm going to eat that once this is over. That should fill me up. But hello, everybody else. Let's see. Hello, Martin. Everyday Backpacker says, I've definitely felt like that on trail before. Yeah, I've been on trail. That'd be horrible. I guess I was lucky that I was in a room so I could have a warm, climate-controlled environment to just lay in. And what's funny is during the day, I just laid in bed the whole time. I didn't sleep at all, but I had like temperature swings where I was cold and I had to cover up and I was hot. But when I checked my thermometer, it was only like a 2-degree fluctuation. So I think my body was definitely screwed up. It was pretty funny seeing the thermometer and then seeing, I thought I was like 10-degree differences, but there was no difference at all. I don't know. I was just crazy. No, I was sick, I guess. Not crazy, sick. Trail provides both good and bad. I don't know. It could have been both bad there. Spent another $45 there because I got sick. And another 0 screwing up my average mileage. But I was doing pretty well too. I was actually doing like 20, 19. I hope to get back to that once I leave here. Because McAfee Knob is coming and as soon as I leave here, 5 days or so. So got 10 people joining. Yeah, Tina's, I guess I shouldn't give away her current position. Let's just say the weather in the Smoky Mountains is going to be horrible tomorrow. She's going to have a tough time. Everyday Backpacker says, you will be back to kicking butt soon enough. I hope so. I need to make up the mileage while I'm in Virginia right now because the elevation change is so much less than the previous states. So while we have this, I need to do a lot more miles before the elevation change increases again. So I should really be taking advantage of that. But I don't know. The problem with doing 20-mile days then is I actually get to camp late, like 6 o'clock. and then I just don't edit intent, then I feel like I need more time in towns. Gotta get a balance. I think on the Arizona Trail too, I managed that better by not taking as many zeros by because I didn't have as many comments that I read through. Whereas here, I'm getting a lot more comments, so I'm reading them, replying to some, and it's taking some of my time away. So I might have to slow down on that and just get to work when I'm in towns. Especially if I go somewhere for one night, I'd like to get at least 3 or 4 videos done. That would be ideal, but we'll see. While I'm here today and tomorrow, I need to get at least another, I think 5 or 6 more videos done. Yeah, the sub counts. I think when I started, it was around 8, so I think just doubled. I don't know. Let's see. Susan says, "Hey Jay, we are new here. I assume Tina will catch up with you at some point." Yes, she will definitely catch up. She's still in the early couple of weeks of her hike, so she's keeping her mileage controlled, and it's taking her 2/3 less days than I did already. And she was saying that the climbs are no bother for her at all. So I think yeah, she's fast. On the CDT, she was doing 30s, and she had days where she had 10,000 feet of gain. And I don't know if I could ever do a day with 10,000 feet of gain with a full backpack on, let alone 30. That's a lot. But she was doing that for a while. So I think it's just in the beginning, she just has to make sure she controls herself so she doesn't get any overuse injuries. But once that's cleared, I think once she gets to Virginia, she'll be doing 30s easily because it's so much, it's easier than North Carolina and Georgia. I'll say that for sure. So she'll catch up really quickly. Yeah. The Jada gap has been fluctuating. And I'm taking a 0 here, and I might take another 0 in the next town, depending, because I think Sundays when I would get to McAfee Knob, but I don't want to go to McAfee Knob on a Sunday, so I might just 0 there. Yeah. Gemma's, I would die. Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't sound like a fun day. But if you like film it all, you just can't do 30 miles unless you don't film much or just film going straight ahead. Darwin on the Trail employed an editor to avoid some of the editing issues. I still appreciate it. Yeah, I think his wife was helping him all along as well. So it's always nice when you have someone helping out your stuff. Well, good for her. Susan asks, wow, good for her. Does she have her own channel too? No, she doesn't like the sound of her own voice. So I think some people are expecting that when she catches up to me, she'll be in all the videos, but she won't be in any other videos. She might appear in them, but she won't say anything because she really doesn't want me to record her voice. She's so self-critical of it, I guess. I don't know why, really, but like, who likes their own voice? Not that many people actually do, but most people just on YouTube just don't care. So that's how we get away with it. We just go, whatever. Rusty says, Jay, can you talk a little bit about your decision to bring both the Ursack and the hanging kit? Why both? Rusty, I don't have the rock kit or the cord. I just have the food bag because I know a lot of places, especially shelters, will have cables or bear boxes. And for those, I'll just put it in the Dyneema bag and then put it in, like, hang it or put it in those. But I don't have an actual hanging kit. The Ursack, though, I'll use if there are no alternatives, and then I'll just hang my food bag in the Ursack. And also, when it rains, the Ursack gets soaking wet, and if you can't put your food inside your pack, then because it'll just drip everywhere. So I like having a Dyneema bag and have all my food in that inside my backpack, and at night I actually take it out, put it in the Ursack, and then hang that, and then vice versa. But the Dyneema bag's pretty light, so it's not like it's too much of a burden. Jim Helen says, I love how respectful you are on... Yeah, I hope I am. Everyday Backpacker says, I don't like mine for sure. Yeah, You know, Everyday Backpacker's voice is super nice. I keep telling people like he has like a radio star voice, but he doesn't think so. She sounded great. David Holt says she sounded great on the Zoom. You could tell her that 100 times, but she won't believe it, and she'll just believe what she thinks. And I don't know. I guess I can't say too much because she'll watch this and yell at me. No. But yeah, I wish she wasn't so concerned with what other people may think of her. I don't know. But yeah, I think her voice is great, and I think her English is excellent. And barely has any accent at all. But let's see. Primitive Star says, have you ever considered going to a Great Western Loop maybe in the future? Nope. I don't know. Everyone wants to do all these crazy loops and crazy things, and people say they're going to do them. And honestly, I feel like most people that say they're going to do it aren't even really doing it, just skipping around. But I'm not going to do any long walks after the AT. We will probably do the Colorado Trail, Pacific Northwest Trail. We might do the Arizona Trail South if Tina might want that, because I would love to do it. And shorter things like that. But I have no plans to do any real long trails because my kidney thing. I don't want to kill him too early. I want to last a few more years. So Gemma Hamlin says, Josh, sorry, hit enter. Oh, I love how respectful you are of all the other hikers. I think we're all fans of Tina. I hope she knows she has love. Yeah, she had some weirdos hiking near her. I don't know if I should tell the story. Yeah, I'm gonna tell it. But I guess there's some guy who's hiking with two other guys, and somehow he let everyone know that he has a history with the police and getting arrested for violence against women. And supposedly this guy, for some reason, thinks that Tina is interested in him. I don't know. But I hope he gets the hint and just leaves her alone. I guess he walked by her today and didn't say anything, and she was at a shelter and he just kept hiking. So hopefully that's done and over with and it doesn't keep coming back. Creepy. Everyday Backpacker says, gonna make me blush. Everyday Backpacker says, also, you should do a short trip in Montana. Yeah, the Clouds Rest Peak. I would love to go hike up Clouds Rest someday. Yeah, people are weird. There's a lot of weirdos out there. A lot of weirdos, especially like that's concerning when a guy thinks like a girl has no interest in a guy and the guy still thinks, oh, she likes me. Like, I don't know what makes a guy think like that. That's crazy. Hippie Chick says, how was your visit with Mushroom and Pink Hot Dog? It was really nice. I was just walking around Walmart. I was about ready to check out, and then I saw Pink Hot Dog, and I was like, hey, I recognize you. Except his belly was a lot smaller than in the videos. Like, he was way thinner. And then he said that Mushroom was waiting outside. So we walked over and said hi. And then we got a ride together to the trailhead the next day. So Tim from Under the Mango Tree. Hi Jay, you mentioned automatically monitoring other AT hiker channels. What kind of results are you seeing? Well, a lot of people are well above 1,000 subs, and a lot of people are between 2 and 3. The people that break 4 were people that had a lot of subs before, but a lot of the people started from nothing this year, so it's actually quite amazing how far up they're going. And yeah, and you can tell also the quality of the videos that they put out does make a big difference with the number of subscribers they get. And I can kind of keep track of the rate of subscribers, and I can tell certain channels are still growing quickly and certain channels kind of petered out. Like, I shot up and I'm kind of petering out, but I'm still going okay, but most people are petering out just because I think I don't know, I think the viewership market is saturated now, so it's tough. Gemma Allen, how many weird experiences have you had so far on the AT? I think the only weird experience I had was the weird snow dripping off my tent. That weird sound, it kept sounding like snakes sliding across my head, but I never heard that before. On the Arizona Trail, the snow just stuck to my tent. Probably because I had the duplex and it was a little shallower, and the texture was older, so the snow just stuck. But on the Altiplex, it's steeper, so I guess the snow just kept melting and making this weird noise. Other than that, I haven't had any weird experiences at all. Haven't met too many super weirdos or anything like that. Primitive Stars says, love the llamas. They're alpacas, actually. I forget the differences of them all. They look similar. But I did read that alpacas are tastier than llamas. I have no idea. Tina, actually, she was in South America for a year, and she said that alpacas are delicious. And I read that, but I don't know where you can find out. Primitive Star says, do you ever listen to hiker podcasts? I don't listen to any podcasts. I don't have any apps that download podcasts. I don't listen to anything when I'm walking. And when I get to my tent, if I do watch anything, it's usually YouTube videos that I downloaded when I'm up high somewhere when I had signal. So I don't listen to any podcasts at all. Everyday Backpacker says I'm behind in the videos. Yeah. Everyday Backpacker, I tell you, I won't blame anybody if they fall behind on my videos and skip videos, because every day, like 20 minutes every day, that's a lot to watch. So nobody feel bad if you're skipping videos, because that is a lot. I admit a lot of people that are vlogging, I'll just kind of watch their thumbnails to see their progress, but I don't watch all of them. That's because that's just too many. Susan says, are you planning on switching out gear for spring, summer? Susan, my goal is to always try to bother my sister as little as possible. So she has 3 more pairs of shoes that I want mailed to me. And I mail her stuff so she could just put them in a pile. But I don't want to be like, hey, can you mail this? So I don't have anything there for her to mail me. So I'm just going to continue using my 20-degree quilt. I'll just use a corner of it and cover my stomach if it's warm or something, but I have no plans of switching out to spring gear or anything like that. I have one t-shirt, one long sleeve shirt, and I'm actually going to go buy a sleeping shirt, like a thin merino shirt, and I'll keep all 3, but I have no spring clothes. Let's see. Rusty says, what color duplex are you looking at? I'm impressed EPAX always seems to have them in stock. Yeah, I think last time I checked, they said 2 days to get them shipped. But I'm just going to get a blue one because I actually really like the look of the blue against the brown or the green backgrounds and the snow. I guess there won't be any snow, but it looks nicer. It stands out. I don't know. It even looks kind of natural, that blue. So I'm going to stick with that. Primitive Star says that barbecue sandal looks so good, made me hungry. Yeah, it was pretty good so far. Best food of the hike so far? Best food so far you liked? I don't know. I had a fajita at the Mexican place here in Pearisburg, and it was super good. It was like, I think I'm watering. My mouth is watering. It was steak, chicken, and shrimp, and they were all cooked so well. And then a bunch of veggies. I just wish we had more salsa with us, but so good. Everyday Backpacker says, I just can't bring myself to skip. Yeah, I won't blame you. It's a lot of videos, so feel free. Gemma Helen says, if you aren't skipping parts of the trail, we can't skip videos. Guess not. Yeah, there were, so far in Virginia, there's several parts where you can just skip, like take a road, which doesn't go up and down, and there's a blue line that goes this way, whereas we had to go all the way around like that. I don't know, but I don't expect to skip. Let's see. Everyday Backpacker says, I certainly don't expect anyone to watch all my vids. I watch all your vids because you keep having trouble with your sewage and getting sick, so you're not releasing as many videos. I still enjoy that your niece and nephew melted all your Snickers on the PCT. Yeah, that was funny. Well, we recorded that before I left, and I had the intention of including it later in a video, but they did melt it on their own and mail it to me later. So, and they actually joked that they were going to do it again to me. They were going to, because My shoe boxes, I have some resupply in there, and they said they were going to melt the Snickers bars in there, but I really don't want the Snickers bars melted, so I hope they don't do that. Or if they do, I hope they have clean Snickers bars on the bottom or something, just as a joke, but that would be bad. Primitive Star says, how far is the first big bubble at behind you? I don't know. It seems like on the AT, everyone's always trying to form trampolines and they travel in clusters. So it's like a bubble, but it's like a whole bunch of micro bubbles going like that. So there's groups of people. I think the problem will be when there's like the mega groups or two groups combining together at the same time. But I think they're here already. Actually, there's one group here, I think of 7 people. So I don't know. It's just luck. So because they're little bubbles, you can actually get lucky and be between them and you have nobody. But if you get, like, it's getting kind of crazy. It's not as smooth as you would think. As if everybody was alone, it would be more evenly distributed, but it's clusters. Let's see, Andrew Mertis says, I'd say the snow sticks pretty good on the walls of Altiplex too. Yeah, it stuck really well. It partly was because it drizzled before it snowed. So it drizzled and then it froze and then it snowed. And it all just kind of stuck on, except above my head because my breathing melted it all, so. Yeah, I made it out and all the snow was still there. I tried not to shake everything because I wanted it all intact when I got out and set the camera up. Martin says, I need to go. Really enjoying the videos. Have a great return to trail. Thanks, Martin. Thanks for all your help, support. Hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Excuse me. Hippie Chick says, how long did you end up waiting for that hitch when you were trying to look so cold? Oh, it took 2 steps, 30 minutes at least. It just, the only good spot to hitch was out in the open and the wind was just coming from behind me. I think if I put on rain pants and a rain jacket, it would have been a little easier, except I would have looked more like a hobo because the rain jacket or the rain pants has mud all over the bottom and the rain jacket is really loose and black. I don't know. I try to look more normal. Fortunately, someone stopped though. Was that in the video? Oh yeah, it was. But yeah, fortunately someone helped. But yeah, it was getting bad. Andrew made this, enjoy the peek into your video editing techniques that you posted the other day. Yeah, I forgot that I edited all that. I should have stuck all of that second day into that. But I need to show more though. I need to do like video recordings of how I'm editing. It's nothing super special. It's like the same old over and over. I don't know. I'll have to record some of the actual things I do, just little bits here and there. But for me, I guess it feels like it's just the same thing over and over now. So just a matter of keeping up with how much space is on your phone. You need to edit and post. I don't know if you all noticed, but today's video was an hour later than usual because I just finished one and I uploaded it. So I'm actually like right on the verge. It's pretty bad. But yeah, it's a struggle sometimes. Susan says, I heard there were almost 600 more hikers registered over last year. I believe it. I would think it was way more based on like the current tag number now compared to last year, same time. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. All the internationals are here too. So Mark says, hey Jay, have you estimated what date you'll be in Katahdin at 10 miles per day? 10 miles per day would not be good. It'd be like September. You feel rushed if you are behind or not bothered if you are ahead or behind at this stage? I do feel a little sense of urgency to keep going. I do need to get my routine better so I don't take as many zeros. So I could do like what I did on Arizona Trail, where if I take one night in town, I could just work. I find the problem is on Arizona Trail, there were no hostels. So I just went to a hotel and I was by myself and I could just work and I was able to get like 3-4 videos done per night. So I need to do that with the AT so I can take no zeros for, except maybe every 2 weeks just for recovery's sake. So that's what I need to work on. And the problem is, as more and more people are around me at the hostels, I feel like I need to socialize. Like today, I actually have my own room, and I just like kind of lock myself in here. Like people outside were cooking and stuff, but I knew I had to do some things before the live stream. It just, I don't know. It's a lot tougher on the AT to get the work done. So we'll see. But I do know in this previous week, several days I hiked 20 to 18 and a half to 20 miles, and I didn't record as much. So I think those videos will piece together pretty quickly. So I should be able to edit those together. I haven't been able to tell some stories I've been wanting to tell just because I've just been running all the time. But I do need to increase my daily average, at least to like 12, 13. Because I want, when Tina catches up, I still need to finish by the time preferably with her in 5 months. Her 5 months, so me 6.5 months. Would be ideal. Because I don't want her to use her whole 6-month visa in the US. I guess just hiking the AT and then going super slow with me later. But because we still want to go home, get my car, and then drive up to Canada and just travel Canada for a while until she has to go back to work. Let's see, Andrew says, do you have any concerns brushing off the Altiplex in general when it has ice covering it? No, Andrew. I would say brushing off the ice might just be better than just trying to roll it or stuffing it with all that ice on there, because then it causes all that abrasion. I don't know which should be better according to them, but I would think it's fine doing that. There's really nothing else you can do when it's frozen on that hard. When you shake it, you only get a little bit of it off, and that thing gets heavy when it's covered in ice. And then if it's melting in your backpack, you have to hope it's not dripping through your stuff sack just everywhere. So Rusty says, I knew you are long gone from Chicagoland. Was curious if you follow any Chicago sports teams. Rusty, I don't follow any sports teams. I don't know how people follow any sports teams at all, because it takes so much time. I don't know how they can manage to watch all the games. I have no idea how to do it. And I don't know how they manage to watch all the games. Like, I have no idea. It's actually bizarre to me. And I don't really care if like one team wins over another. I don't really care. Let's see. You're king of the zeros. I know, it's horrible. I'm gonna look at my stats at the end of this. There's gonna be so many zeros. But the sick zero a couple days ago, that was at least for a real reason. Everyday Backpackers, have you had any more issues with the GoPro? No, the only issue I still have is those original GoPro batteries are crap when it's cold. Like this morning, it was only 32 outside, or in my tent. And I tried to record something, and it was like 10 seconds and turned off. I don't know how anybody liked the GoPro before the Enduro batteries came out, because those blue batteries don't last at all. I swear, if I didn't have any Enduro batteries, I probably would have just sent the GoPro home in the very beginning, because so bad. I just don't want to keep it inside my jacket to keep it warm. I don't know. Everyday Backer. He says, I feel partially responsible for your GoPro stuff because I gave you positive feedback. No, I think recording-wise, GoPro is pretty awesome. I mean, I just love how stable it is. Recently, like, I think I did a firmware update on it, and the contrast seems a little higher. So when I'm editing, I actually reduce the contrast a lot of times. But overall, the stability is so amazing. As long as there's good light, like, I think it's amazing. And the slow-mo is nice, and the time warp's nice. I do need to do more time lapses. Just hard for me to sit still for 15 minutes. But I do need to do a lot more of those. I've been meaning to do them. I haven't I think I've only done a couple this whole time, which is horrible. I should do more. Susan says, my husband's goal is to hike the AT when he retires. What do you recommend for him to work up to that level of hiking? Susan, number one thing I think for anybody wanting to hike the AT, I've been thinking about this a lot. Unless you're like mid-20s or younger, is reduce the weight. Like get your backpack, your base weight as low as you can possibly get it. Because just having a lighter weight pack means you can climb better, going down is easier, you're less prone to injury because if you roll your ankle, you don't have as much weight on top of you. You're not going to slip as much, you might not fall as much, or a fall won't hurt as much. I would say get his pack weight down as much as possible. That's the biggest thing. But to get to that level of hiking, there's really not much you can do except put on that weight and actually hike up and down hills. And Georgia has a lot of up and downs. So unless you live somewhere with a lot of up and downs, it's hard to replicate it. And especially if you don't have the time to go hike for like 8 hours a day, like 8 hours every other day, maybe even, it's hard to get your body up to that. But biggest thing is reduce the weight. I think that's a huge thing. I keep telling people, like there's one YouTuber, he's not a Patreon, so I can say it, but he's hiking AT starting really soon. But he's doing it for a good cause, and I'm trying to help him. But he wants to carry all these heavy things. I told him to reduce the weight, and he's like, no, I'm going to carry it. And he has a bad back as well. And I don't see good things happening from that. I don't know. He's just carrying so much weight, but that's a big one. Andrew says, U.S. tourist visas area easily extended. Just put in an application for 451. Yeah, she also has to work though. She has 6 months on, 6 months off at work, which is a amazing contract. So with 6 months off, she actually has to go back to work. Let's see, Susan says, he's spending a lot of money on really light things, so he should be in good shape. Yes, yeah, do a lot of research and get the light stuff. I've seen other people say, oh, all these people have this, I want to carry something different. But some things are just good, and that's why a lot of people use them. But it's, yeah, keeping it light, I think, is so important. And you see the people with the lighter packs traveling much more. Unless they're, again, in their 20s and they're just flying regardless what they're carrying. So no trekking poles or anything either, which is funny. But yeah, it makes such a big difference. And trying to lose weight, not all your weight, but a good amount of weight. If you're really overweight, try to reduce it so you just have less weight to carry. You don't want to lose everything because, of course, you want some of that fat because you need some reserves. All the weight that Tina put on during the week off, I think it's all gone already. Oh well. Douglas says, please tell a story about getting your jacket from Leadville. I'll tell it to you right now. So, in my car, I have binoculars and I have a monocular, single one. So I'm used to just driving with the binoculars on the dash of my car in the national park, so I could just like pull over, look around, pull over, look around. So in Leadville, I was there earlier, so I knew the way it worked. Like every once in a while, they'll just get a batch of items of a certain size for a certain gender, and they'll just different colors, and they'll hang it. So I actually managed to park, like I stalked the road until a car left, and then I parked right across the street from the Melanzana store. And I actually sat there, and every once in a while I just looked up with my binoculars because I knew where the men's medium section was, like right on the right. And I just kept looking up, and then at one moment I saw someone put stuff there. So I just ran across the street and I managed to grab one. But that's me. I was just sitting across the street with binoculars staring into the store for quite a while, but I didn't have anywhere to go. You know, what the heck. And then one time, Tina wanted it's like a pastel purple fleece, and she has it now on trail, actually. If you go to Instagram, you'll see her wearing it. I was doing a similar thing, I went in, but then all the purple ones small were gone already. But I saw one girl grabbing the last one, but she had another one in her arm. So I was like, how do I convince her that she looks better in that color and the purple doesn't work on her? I didn't say anything though, but I was thinking of how I would do it. But eventually she started walking back to the rack where they kept the small females. So I was like, I think she's going to put it back. So I walked over there, and as soon as she put it on the shelf, I grabbed it. And that was me. But I was hanging out in the store forever, just kind of hoping she returns that purple one. But so I got her the purple one. I spent a lot of time in that Melanzana store. Primitive Star says, do you ever have issues keeping yourself mentally in the trail because you seem so easygoing? No. I would say because I'm so easygoing, I have no problems staying, like keeping my mind on the trail. I never thought about quitting at all. I guess the easygoing part is because when something bad happens, I just don't focus on it and grumble and hate it. I usually wonder, like, I think, how do you get past it? Like, what should I do? And, if it's pouring rain, what do? Don't just sit there and complain. Just try to work past it. And I think that makes my life easier. I don't understand why people would complain all the time. If it's really horrible, try to go to town, I guess. But I don't know. It's okay. Even on the worst days with the rain, that was actually fine. And the time I went to like Dick's Creek to go to a hostel around the bend, I mean, I decided to go and that was it. But it's mostly just, I don't know, you just work past it, and I don't know. Trail seems fine. It's not human. Yeah, I was in the school newspaper in high school, and we used to have the deadlines. Like, we used to be there late working on things. And our counselor is an English teacher. He told me that I handled stress better than anybody's ever seen. And I was like, what? Really? But I didn't believe it at the time, but I think I believe it now. What's your typical 4-day pack weight with food, and are you happy with your new water filtration system? Hippie chick asks. I don't know how much food I carry for 4 days, but I think I'm trying to carry a little less than I used to. It's really weird because my hunger isn't as strong as like on the PCT, probably because I'm not cranking out the miles as much. But I'm not sure what the weight is. I'll have to check. Maybe there's a scale somewhere. In my resupply box at the last hostel that my sister sent me, I actually had a little bag of the dry towels as well. Although I already had a bag of dry towels, so I actually have probably like 60 towels. I'll use them, but I have a lot of unnecessary things, I'll admit. Miss Penny says, do vloggers enjoy fans catching up with them on trail to say hi or provide trail magic, or is it awkward? I think all the vloggers enjoy it. And you don't even have to provide trail magic. Just come and say hi, take pictures, talk to us, introduce yourselves. I think it's fun. And Tina, she enjoys it too if people recognize her. So if you're out there and you recognize her, say hi, and she thinks it's funny. So yeah, you don't have to provide anything. And there people have, but you don't really need to. I mean, a soda always helps. Just the sugar and the cold, especially with the warmer weather coming up. Yeah, but yeah, you don't need to say anything. Rusty says, I've never been on the AT, but I do hike a lot on the MRT NCT loop here in northern Michigan. I think I saw in one video you did some years back. How would you describe that 20 miles versus AT? I would say it was very similar. What was the Manistee River loop? The Manistee River part was nice because there's all these campsites and you're right along the river. That was much nicer. But once you cross the bridge into the NCT, it's almost like the AT. It's just like woods. Although on that section of the loop, I don't remember there being any water. I remember getting all the water at the river and then going for quite a bit. But I'd say that NCT part is a lot like a lot of the AT, except the AT has blazes pretty often, so you can be sure you know where you're going. I think that 10 mile to NCT, there was no mark at all. It was just like the way you know it's a trail is because there's a trail and there are trees that are logs on the ground that are cut. But other than that, nothing. But the Manistee River part was beautiful. I saw a bald eagle flying along the river. I didn't have time to pull my camera out, so I just stood there and watched it and just watched it fly. So cool. Everyday backpackers have probably helped in the Corps. Yep. One thing in the Marine Corps we always tell people is if you're going to complain just to complain, just shut up. If you're going to complain and then you have a valid potential answer to resolve that complaint, then you could say something. But if you're complaining just to complain, there's no point. So what's the point? Let's see. Pink Hot Dog referred to you as a celebrity the other day. Oh, really? So you have fans even among vloggers. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think most of the vloggers have seen each other, or at least they knew each other before we started, and it just, you know, they can't keep up now. But I look forward to meeting all the vloggers, like Gabby from Journey to the Destination. I saw her a way long time ago before Fontana, and that was just like out of the blue. So it was really nice seeing her, and she's still on trail. I guess she broke a tooth though, so she has to get it crowned. So she's back home for a little while, but all these unexpected things can happen on the trail. Rusty says, oh, the NCT side is definitely worse. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny because you go walk along the Manistee River and it's so nice. And then NCT and it's that stretch. But Douglas says, do you know anything about the Bear's Ear 50 pack? I have no idea. Never heard about the Bear's Ear. One thing I do is I don't have too much different gear because I don't have any space for it. Because I generally have to put everything in storage or I keep it in my car. So if I can't keep it in my car with me, I don't want to try to get all this other stuff. So that's one thing with my channel is you won't see me like gear reviewing all these big things because I just don't have any space for it. 2 backpacks are all I can really pack in my car with my cargo box. Last year I traveled with just 1 backpack and a 1 day pack and a little backpack for showers, but I don't really look into too much other stuff. I probably should though, just so I don't keep buying Z-Pack stuff anymore. Everyday Backpacker says, I fanboyed a little bit when he subscribed to my channel. Then I got to meet him. Yeah, he got to meet Tina as well. Not too many people have met Tina as well. So that was nice. We're coming back, Kelman. Montana's so beautiful up there. I still have to drive the Beartooth Pass Road, whatever that road is. I haven't done that yet. So I'm still going there. Douglas says, thinking about getting one. Bear's Ear 50 backpack. It's probably more durable than the Z-Packs are called. Yeah. I'm curious what's going to break on it before I wind up at Trail Days so I can have them fix it. Hopefully they give me some new hip pockets. We'll see. Oh, in the resupply box I got a couple days ago, I got the additional lumbar pad for the Z-Packs backpacks and the shoulder pads. And they feel so much better now. Like I should have put those pads on a long time ago. Those backpacks should come with them. They feel so much better. Like the weight feels better. And like I could feel like I can put a little bit more weight in there. Yeah, Everyday Backpacker says it's absolutely beautiful and I really enjoyed hanging with both of you. Yeah, and the poke bowl is delicious. Like we actually hit a bunch of other poke bowls on the way back to Chicago on the way. Y'all got to keep going north along the NCT Pass MRT all the way to Kalkaska. Lots of great river and stream views along that stretch. Yeah, I don't know too much about well, I did buy a book on the NCT because of the parts I did. Like the Pictured Rocks is part of the NCT as well. So that's not bad. So I did like 65 miles in NCT so far. Not too bad. Okay. Yeah, we even tried to make it a few times. Turned out okay. It's not as good. I don't know. We're missing some stuff. It's hard to get like all these different ingredients and just use a little bit of each. We try. Yeah, the NCT is so long. I don't know. Let's see. What else we got here? Tim from Under the Mango Tree says, favorite trail meal. You know, I'm getting kind of bored of everything. Yesterday, I couldn't finish my dinner. I think it's partly because I'm still recovering. But the last 10, 15 bites, I was just like drinking water and just forcing it down. Too much ramen with instant rice and bacon bits and olive oil. Just not the same. And the Spam, yeah, I love Spam usually, but it was so salty yesterday. Like everything is out of whack right now. I don't know. But I think I'm going to buy some freeze-dried meals on this next leg. This leg I already had what I needed, but just to change it up for a little bit. Maybe get more protein in me for a while. I don't know. Gemma says, I'm not sure I can trade my ULA circuit for a Z-Pax pack. My ULA is definitely heavier, but it's comfortable. Yes, Gemma. I had the ULA Catalyst, and I gotta say, that thing was so comfortable. Like, I could have all that stuff in there and just toss 6 liters of water on there, and it felt the same. Whereas on my Z-Packs, with what I had in there, I carried 4 liters one time, and it was just, I could feel it dragging and it just did not sit well. I think with the additional lumbar pad, it's going to feel better. But yeah, the ULA, it's pretty amazing. And the Catalyst, like there's still no signs of wear. And I wore it for maybe 800, 700 miles of the PCT plus the Arizona Trail. And still, it's like in perfect condition. It's actually amazing. So ULA is definitely good. Mitchell says, hey, Jay, are you still using the Ursac? Is that unnecessary weight on the AT? I am still using Ursac. I think people that hang their food bags, you will hear them complain about hanging their food bags all the time. People that don't, just sleep with their food. But the Ursac definitely makes it a lot easier. I'm still not looking forward to the day I wake up and it just covered in lots of drool and stuff. But I'd say like a bear canister or an Ursac is definitely really nice because there just aren't a lot of perfect bear hanging branches. And like a couple nights ago, I was at the hostel and I talked to this one section hiker, and he said that he had his food bag taken twice by bears, and I'm guessing it's because he didn't hang it right. And I asked him, like, has he changed his strategy to avoid a third time? And he said no, he's just going to use bear boxes when they're available, which means he's going to get it taken a third time, and create another problem bear. It just, so many people hang their food bags wrong, and then the bears get it. I don't know. I've seen people though. There was a Swiss guy who had an Ursac. I don't know what's wrong with him. He had it tied to the bottom of the tree. I guess it's easier to hang it to the bottom of the tree. But right on their website it says don't do that because the bears will be able to rip it open. But that's what he did. I don't get it. Let's see. I like my Ursac. It's 12 ounces, but it's good. Tim says, try making a curry using potatoes from scallop potato package and powdered coconut milk. I don't do anything with cream on trail because I'm lactose intolerant. So I don't do like au gratin stuff or stroganoff. I did have the yellow curry from Mountain House recently, and that was great. Rusty says, top 3 Mountain Dew flavors. Classic. I mean, I think I've tried the others, but they're just not the same. I prefer the classic. Mine are regular Baja Blast. Game Fuel. Is that the red? Huh. Nah, I just like regular classic. Right now here, this was my recent drink. I was hoping it would help me recover from my sickness too. I have another one in the fridge. Gemma says, I nearly lost my food bag on a North Pole plastic trophy because I was too tired and I wasn't paying attention. I had to climb a tree to get my food bag. What? Was the line stuck and not coming down or something? Yeah, that would suck. There's a guy named Trailhead Justin. He has a YouTube channel. He said he climbed up a tree for someone and cut the rope because someone's rope was stuck and the food bag wasn't coming down. But there are just ropes everywhere too. I haven't seen them lately, but I don't know. I think most people sleep with their food bags. I think that in itself isn't too wrong. It's when they leave it in their tent and they all hang out by the fire. And then people or bear comes and rip open their tent and get their food, and that's wrong. As long as you keep your food with you, I think it's better than a bad bear hang. When do you estimate to get Katahdin? Are you going to go back with Tina when her visa is up? If not, are you going to do more trails? We're going to go to Canada for as long as she doesn't have to go to work. I forget the day she has to go back to work. But once she goes back to work, I'm actually going to hang out in the U.S. for a couple of months because she has to work for 6 months. So I might stay in the U.S. for 3 months and leave late December and then visit her for the first 3 months of the year. Because lately I've been going like October to January or late December. So I might do a little later. We'll see. And that way I can also hit some other places while I'm on my own. We'll see based on gas prices. And she was also really concerned about Putin and the Ukraine and whether it'd be safe to go back to Germany in a few months. And I don't know. It's all crazy. Who knows what's going to happen. Andrew says, oh, Tim, do you sprinkle on the powdered coconut milk or do you mix it with water and make actual milk to cook with? Too fancy for me, guys. Gemma says, yes, the line got stuck. Yep. At Glacier National Park, they have metal bars where you can hang your food bag. And then Tina threw a rock bag over and it went over and then like she pulled it just right where it swung sideways and like got literally tied up in there. We couldn't get that thing down at all. I had to get a log, like a sitting log that was by the fire ring, stand on it and use a trekking pole extended as far as it can go and try to whack the rock to swing back the opposite way to get it off. It took us forever. It was cute. She was all nervous because I was setting up the tent and when I get back she was still working on it. But it worked out. I see that you like Weiss first. How about schnitzel and sauerbraten? Schnitzel's good. We generally don't get as much just because it's like breaded fried meat, which kind of you can get anywhere. And sauerbraten, we didn't really get any of that either. We got a lot of, what was it? I forget. We ate a lot of her grandma's cooking. So mix it in with curry paste. That's pretty impressive. And then Tip says add some water. You guys are all fancy. I am the least fancy cook. Add some water to make creamy. Miss Penny said, we wanted to do the magic for you and other hikers for a day. Due to schedule, we cannot set up for multiple days yet. Yes, cold drinks. Options to Mountain Dew for the kidneys and Mountain Dew for choice. Yeah. You know, like, Tina went and made a thorough list of all the things I shouldn't be eating on a normal day. And it's pretty much like everything. Like I can't eat spinach, bananas. But I think that's for people that don't work out. Like I'm actually taking electrolyte supplements, which has potassium, which I'm supposed to avoid. in excess amounts, but you need it when you're sweating it all out. So I don't know. Maybe add some rice to boost the carbs. Yeah, Tim, I add instant white rice to every meal these days. I think yesterday maybe I added too much. I don't know. Andrew says, Jay, do you do ramen bombs? And if so, what's your favorite recipe? I used to do ramen bombs, but the mashed potatoes is too much for me. I used to do a whole packet of mashed potatoes and the ramen, but it's just too much. Like, I can't finish that anymore. Like, I can't force it down. I need something different. So I do like ramen and instant white rice, and then I add a lot of water. Like the 750 milliliter cup I fill with just like an inch below. And I like it kind of soupy. So after I'm done, there's like a broth on the bottom. I kind of spoon out. A little more hydrating. I don't know. Potatoes, I don't know. I don't know if I could eat that anymore. I haven't tried it in a while. It's just too much. Too thick. Gemma says, would you ever want to move to Europe, or would Tina want to move here? Problem with moving is, like, then you have to try to get citizenship, or not. You know what I mean? You have to try to get residency. That's what I mean. And she doesn't have a place. I don't have a place. So we can't stay anywhere and actually establish a residency. So it's not easy for either of us right now. Yeah, I think getting married would be the easiest. But we'd still have to fake our residency and say she's living at my address, which is my parents' address, where I don't live. And then I'll be living at her grandmother's address, where she doesn't live either. It's pretty hard when you're a nomad to work around the requirements sometimes. But yeah. Eventually, though, if either of us gets sick enough, we have the idea that we're definitely going to get married just so we can take advantage of each other's like finances should anything happen to either of us. So I was a K1 fiance. Now I'm a U.S. citizen. Yeah, Tina has a German friend who married an American and moved to Michigan, but from what she was saying, like, she had to live at her current address and not go back to Germany for a couple of years or something like that. I don't know if it's true. I haven't looked into it yet. Miss Penny says, also FY for you and Tina. Very good Mexican restaurant in Daleville, Virginia, at the end of Hayrock. Hayrock. Okay. I don't know anything in Virginia. Someone messaged me. Who was it? They may even be here. But they're going to be at the northern end of Virginia. And she and her kids would like to meet me. And I just looked it up and I was like, oh, that's a good spot. But we are going to trail days. And wherever I wind up around May 10, I'm actually going to try to get to a town and rent a car so I could drive down, pick her up, and then go to Damascus. So we'll be there, I think the 10th? I already forgot. 10th or 11th. And then we'll be there for a couple days before trail day starts. So I have to figure out where I'm going to get the car from. But it's still over 30 days away, so I'm not sure. Everyday Backpackers and Nomads sharing a journey with each other. Sounds like a good book. It's a complicated book. Most of it is both of us just winging it, not knowing exactly what we're doing. Tina's good girlfriend, help your health. Yeah, but she wouldn't let me eat anything or that. No, I think, yeah, I'll do much better with my health or my diet once I'm off trail. Just because on trail, it's a totally different world. There's no information about through hiking with a kidney disease. Like, nobody does it, probably because it's stupid to do. But yeah, I don't know. Some days I can kind of feel it still. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, although she fattened me up too much that week we were there. Keep going slow because PA is still cold. Spring is definitely not here yet. I was actually just earlier today holding my base layer top, just going, man, that's a good amount of weight and bulk. I could just mail that home right now. Yeah. But I think that's the only thing I'm gonna mail home. I'll keep my fleece for a while. And okay. Yeah, Everyday Backpacker says you only live once, make the best of it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like to start some Q&As at 9, just so we can include the West Coast people, because it's so early for them when we start earlier. But unfortunately, then it's 10 o'clock here, and it's supposed to be quiet time again at 10, just like when we were at Hot Springs. So I'm going to have to say goodbye. I think the questions are kind of dwindling down. So Gemma said, you should just go ahead and ask Tina to marry you at the summit of Katahdin. Don't give her any ideas, Gemma. I'll give her a ring made out of vines. No, I don't know. Yeah. That's cliche though, Katahdin. Maybe she'll ask me. Who knows? She'll say, you're marrying me. No. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for dropping by. It was a good chat. You all take care. Perfect. Don't give her any ideas. All right. Thanks for showing up. And thanks for all the support. Have fun. Oh, man. I still laugh when people say that. All right. You take care. Thanks again. All right.